and I am here to take you for a blast from the past. It is time to go back in time. Prepare to see, experience, live, breathe, and die on the journey of a lifetime. Today we will ride the eagles to America's past.
During the Washington administration, Britain occupied forts in the West and even began to seize American ships to stop them from trading with France. Washington, who wanted to avoid a war at all costs, sent Chief Justice John Jay to negotiate. The final treaty was considered by most Americans to be flawed but acceptable. According to the treaty, Americans no longer had the right to trade with France without British harassment, gave Britain the most favored nation status, which meant that Americans couldn't discriminate against British shipping and merchandise, and promised to pay all of the pre-Revolutionary War debts they owed to Britain. In return, Britain agreed to compensate American merchants for ships and cargo seized in 1793 and 1794, abandoned 6 forts they were occupying in the American Northwest, and granted limited trading rights in India and the British West Indies. The treaty was signed in November 1794. After the Jay Treaty was signed, Spain feared that America and Britain were forming an alliance, so Spain wanted to negotiate a treaty with America as well. In Pinckney's Treaty, or the Treaty of San Lorenzo, Spain granted American farmers free passage through the port of New Orleans and acknowledged the 31st parallel as the northern border of Spanish Florida. This treaty was popular in the West and South, which happened to be areas that did not have much support for the Federalist Party. However, because Thomas Pinckney was associated with the Federalist Party, the support for the party in these areas grew. While Americans approved of the French Revolution at first, when it became violent and radical in 1792, Americans were less supportive. When the new French ambassador, Edmond Genet, came to America in April 1793, he tried to drag America into France's war against the British. Genet commissioned American privateers to attack British ships and tried to enlist an army of frontiersmen to attack Spanish possessions in Louisiana and Florida. Washington wanted to avoid getting involved with the war for economic reasons. Most of America's foreign trade was with Britain, and tariffs on British imports funded government programs. However, Congress was not in session, so they could not declare neutrality. Despite this, Hamilton advised Washington to declare neutrality anyway, while Jefferson, who also was in favor of staying neutral, argued that Washington did not have that power. In the end, Washington followed Hamilton's advice and declared neutrality on his own, stating that the United States would be friendly and impartial to the belligerent powers.
I am the computer man, and I am ready for questions now, thank you.